How's it going, Twitch? My name is Skul, and on behalf of Soft, welcome to today's live stream. So today, I will be playing through a game that is recently released, Yumeutsutsu Remaster, and I'll be playing this on the Nintendo Switch today. I do have some things to actually talk about this. First of all, Yumeutsutsu Remaster and Re-After have a physical release that EAS is publishing through Soft on the Vita. So yeah, pre-orders are opening up. Pre-orders opened up yesterday, as a matter of fact. I'm not playing the Vita version, I'm playing the Switch version, but they're pretty much identical. So if you're a Vita collector especially, and you want the chance to own this game, and also the other game, Re-After, then make sure you go over to PlayAsia and pre-order the physical edition. There are not going to be many Vita games left to be made after this, so one of the final Vita games ever. Make sure you get it. Now, I know nothing about this game except that it is a visual novel, so I played a few VNs so far on the channel, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Hopefully it's just as good as all the other ones. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started.
高画像スタジオシマリスさんチーム
Ah, it's a cute little chipmunk. Or is it a squirrel? This game is a work of fiction. It bears no relation to any existing persons or groups.
夢映りました
Alright, let's go ahead and check the settings. Always important. Let's go with this, sure. Okay, I guess this is fine. Let's just go
夢
ahead
映
and start.
りました
Let's just go ahead and start a brand new game. No one knows about this place. This place between worlds. The faraway, fluttering place of promise. Off to a great start. A dream of a dark forest, and now I wish I had gotten a bottle of water. Oh well. I was walking through a dark, lonely forest, holding something, dragging my heavy feet, going somewhere. Going somewhere. Where? Should probably move my webcam up here so you guys can see, huh? We went to the beach for our school trip. It was the senior year of high school, right at the start of summer in July. As per school tradition, we decided the destination by poll, in the fall of junior year. Now, that doesn't mean you can go wherever you want. It's basically a choice between the mountains and the beach. Our initiative as students? It probably didn't hold that much weight. According to rumors, though, the mountains had never won once in the school's entire history. I was walking through a dark forest. No offense to the mountains, but to a bunch of teenagers, a summer hiking trip just isn't going to be as fun as going to the beach. The beach won by an overwhelming majority. But if I really had to say, I liked the mountains a lot more. It's not like I have much to show off. Proportions-wise, I mean. So, back to the beach. When everyone brings the beach to a resounding victory as the site of our trip, what kind of beach do you imagine? Hawaii? Apparently, some schools take their trips all the way out there, but me, I think that's just a tall tale from the city. Okinawa? That's pretty impressive on its own, but of course not, because our beach, our destination, was the next prefecture over. Just over the border, a tiny beach in the neighboring prefecture. We stayed at the Ladies' House, a public lodging facility. It was enough for a school as small and with as few students as ours. There was swimming to be had, plenty of it. Regardless of whether we wanted to or not, we had to swim quite a distance, and it was mandatory. The student complaints didn't stop. And of course, we wore completely bland school swimsuits. Now, I don't have a scrap of confidence, so I'd say I lucked out. Still, the student complaints didn't stop. And at that point, honestly, it felt like it stopped being a trip and more like seaside classes. I'll say it again. Seaside classes. Note, I'm awful at PE. A dream of a dark forest, dragging my heavy feet. Which is why on that school trip, in the nook and crannies of the lady's house, I at least wanted to go to Taido. You'd hear that lament, like cries out of a nightmare. Every year, like a tradition, Taido, the capital of the country, the city of flowers. We live out in the country. If you have a car, well, you can just barely make it out for a day trip. Of course, you wouldn't have a car in high school, or the money to spend on the express train either. Having a part-time job was against the rules, though I think some girls secretly did them anyway. And really, to be perfectly frank, and I mean this, I didn't really want to go to Taido. I was satisfied with my days at home in my small town. I mean, Taido's kind of... But still, even satisfied old me. When you're out in the sticks and you have your own school trip, well, that's a valuable chance for a penniless student to visit Taido. I at least had a fuzzy understanding of that. And that didn't happen. It didn't. So, in other words, what I'm basically trying to say is... I head off somewhere. I slowly opened my eyes to the sound of the alarm. I can't remember when I started having this dream. It always plays out the same way. I'm walking through the forest with a rainbow far off in the distance. And I'm going somewhere inside. I've had this dream so many times I'm used to it by now. Or, more frankly, I'm tired of seeing it. I look around my room, my mind still foggy. I drag my head up to look at the ceiling. I don't immediately take notice of it, but it gradually dawns on me. I whisper. Right. I, Otori, 21 years old, have never been to Taido. Is that strange? I have the feeling it isn't. That strange, I mean. This is the first time I've been to Taido. I arrived yesterday afternoon. I moved into this room in the company dorm. My luggage arrived from home shortly after, and there's only one thing to do with a bunch of moving boxes. Unpack and clean up. Alright. That's 2 things, and I didn't finish before midnight. I gave up and went to sleep. And now, here we are. Today's my exciting first day on the job. Hooray and all that. The idea struck me yesterday. I should at least pop by my new workplace and greet everyone. I had good intentions, but I didn't end up going. Have I already failed this being an adult thing? And besides, really, I was just a little... Not of Taido, not of my new company either. Alright, maybe a little, but that's not what I was scared of in particular. There's a reason I came to Taido. I pick myself up and get moving. This is my first time living on my own. Well, I'm not sure if you could call living in my company dorm living on your own. But that aside. I have something simple, get myself ready, and check myself in the mirror.
大丈夫かな
I'm worried. To be honest, I don't think I can do this. I mean, I've never worked before, as embarrassing as that is. Ever since graduating high school, I've been helping out around the house. Well, had been.
あ、時間行こう。うん、大丈夫。大丈夫。
I leave my room. I step out into the sun, cradling worrying and excitement in equal measure.
3月、春。デートで迎える春。
Well, I mean, it's actually November, but whatever.
私、大鳥愛、21歳、無職。だったのは昨日までの話で、私は今日から素敵なゲーム会社で働く立派な社員さんなんです。
A game company. I might have embellished a bit with the diligent part. Oh, we got mail. Yay! I can't read Japanese, so don't expect for me to translate this for you guys. I apologize. Hey, that was in English at least. I understood that part. Hello. Please try and translate. Okay, I'm pretty sure that was a song talking about how good McDonald's is compared to Burger King. Pretty sure. It barely took any time to get to work from the dorms. It was all of a 10-minute walk. In my hand are the directions that had been given to me beforehand, and a map of Koenji, the neighborhood the company is in. The directions consist of a line sloppily drawn from the dorm to the office. There was a little flower mark on the office too. Next to it were the words, "Good luck," written in casual letters. Good luck.
曲がりなりにも会社の社長さんがどうなんだろう。
Her frame floated back into my mind. She came all the way out to my small town to interview me herself.
言いそうだったかも。
And that was more her pushing me into the job than an interview.
違う。今はそれはいいから。
I shook my head, expelling the useless thoughts.
大丈夫だよね。これでも何冊もそれっぽい勉強の本は読んできたし。
I made sure to do the reading.
ゲーム会社がどんなものか理解はできてる。
At least, I think I do. Okay, here's a few of the books I consulted. How to Make a Game That Sells a Million a Second. The Woman Who Made Draco Quest. The Game Dev Diet.
竜王クエストの本は感動したな。
I barely played any games, and even I know that one. It's like our national RPG. Never played it, though. The book was how it was made. Was really worth a read. I keep it on me as a good luck charm now. And according to the book about selling a million copies, game companies are at the cutting edge of the working world, filled with creativity and finesse.
クリエイティブ、センス、時代の最先端。
I had to admit, they seemed a little, alright, very unsuited for me. I mean, I'm just a country girl. Not that I can fall back on that anymore.
ダイエットの本のことは置いておこう。
Why did I even buy it anyway? I stand in front of the office door that was on the map. It's a beautiful door. Nervousness starts to overtake me. But at the same time, something takes a powerful hold in my mind. One single thing.
この向こうに心がいるかもしれない。
Kokoro, my sister, 2 years younger than me. The reason I came to Tato. The reason I'm working at a game company. The reason I accepted her offer. It was all to find out what happened to my sister. She hasn't spoken to me in 3 years. I ring the office doorbell.
それを知るため。お帰りなさいませ、お嬢様。
I completely freeze up.
あれ聞こえなかったのかな。残念。じゃあ特別サービスでもう一回ね。いくよ。お帰りなさいませ、お嬢様。メイド。
I at least know what a maid is. And I know that there are maid cafes in Tato. But wait a second.
もちろん。はい。ナナはお嬢様の専属メイドでございます。
Now that I think of it,
ただし、お触りは服の上からのみでお願いします。
now I've read a lot of books about the game industry. I'd done my studying, and bizarrely enough, all of them said the same thing. And now I remembered. See, well, I hadn't paid it any mind while reading it. I just glossed over and forgotten it. But they all said strange people often work at game companies. Very often. Every one of them emphasized the very often part.
さあお嬢様、こちらでお食事になさいますか、それともお食事になさいますか。
Poor Ai.
変な人いたっぺ。
Poor Ai. First day on the job, she's already getting hit on. The book spoke the truth.
すみません、お邪魔しました。
I find myself escaping.
ああ、お嬢様、メイドはお嫌いで、どこでもお触り自由ですよ。
Poor Ai. She's way too eager to serve. Time to get out of here.
逃げてきちゃった。
Poor Ai. But
だって私が来たのはゲーム会社であってメイドカフェじゃなくて。確認しよう。
I take another look at the directions and the map of Koeiji.
会社の場所。このビルで合ってる。会社のあるフロア。あの2階で合ってる。
I knew it was the place.
追ってくる様子はないけど
I looked up at the floor the office was on. Something had been posted over the windows, obscuring the interior. What should I do?
もう一回行ってみるの
I figured that's my only choice. Not that I'm too excited about it. I timidly head back.
恐る恐るそういえばナナはって言ってたナナあの人の名前なのかな
When I think back, I was pretty distracted by her outfit and conduct, but like her face, her proportions. She was really well put together, like a model.
綺麗な人だったなナナありがとうございますお嬢様ナナさんだなんて気軽においバナナメイドとお呼びください
Talk about a grand entrance.
出たバナナメイド
She has the banana necklace, you see that?
はいああお嬢様も可愛いですよまるでもぎたてバナナのよ謎のバナナ推しそういえば頭の房とかなんとなくバナナっぽいかもここって
Nana, the banana maid, is all smiles.
なんてねはじめまして大鳥愛さんナナは立花ナナここではジムのバイトをしてるんだよユリイカソフトへようこそ
My mouth is agape.
ささどうぞどうぞユリイカそれがこのお店の名前なんですか
Nice Maid Cafe name.
あ
Wait, this isn't a maid cafe?
違いますごめんなさい会社ですよね会社ゲーム会社分かってますつい
This is the company I'm going to work at, starting today. That game company. Eureka Software. But, I mean, having someone like this greet me at the entrance, I just can't help but... Nana giggles quietly to herself.
面白いね大鳥愛さん聞いてた通り
That's a bit of a shock.
聞いてた通りってまあささどうぞどうぞお腹へいや社長から聞いてたんだ今日新人が来るってあとはそうだねあなたの妹さんからも
Nana shoots me a wink.
妹心はいるんですか
Here, in this office, right now. The same sister who cut me off 3 years ago. Don't contact me anymore. That last text message, it was burned into my memory. That blunt line of rejection. Ever since then, she wouldn't respond to anything I sent her. And I have no idea what happened.
会うのはちょっと怖いけど
Nana tilts her head a little. Her bangs flutter as she does so. Now I can only see a bunch of bananas there.
妹さんはいるようないないようなどっちですかいる
My heart leaps.
けどいないだからこのナナ様も現在社長からオフィスを任されている身ならば言おう己の力で探してみるがいい 個性的な人だな。
I'm being a little careful with my words too.
ささ、どうぞどうぞ。これからあなたが働く職場だしね。見て回るのもいいよ。はい。ナナはその辺にいるから。そうだ、でも気をつけて。一箇所だけ。はい。恐竜の巣には近づかないこと。
Dinosaur lair.
恐竜の巣？うん。特にこの時間帯はね。触るの危険。恐竜ってプチザウルス、あるいはミニレックス。
Mini Rex. Tiny Minisaurus Rex. I can't tell if we're talking about a fierce beast or a tiny pipsqueak.
かわいいんだけどね。
Apparently, the creature in question is cute?
じゃ、いってらっしゃい。ナナはこの辺にいるから。
She really wants me to get going.
心。
I is a fairly not uncommon name in Japan. For it's a girl's name. AI. She was nowhere to be found. I did see something that looked kind of like a dinosaur lair. No, I didn't go near it.
というか。
What is that system they have up? Hold on. What is that game system on the top shelf? Hold on, let me move my webcam. Do you guys see that? The game system on the top shelf, it looks like a PlayStation 4, but it also kind of looks like a Philips CDI. It's a PS4 controller on top of a CDI. That's exactly what it is. Wow. Wow.
オフィスに誰もいない。
I agree, Josh. Beautiful art. Aside from Nana and myself, anyway.
だね。
We just got on the clock, too. Where is everyone?
ナナじゃなくて、立花さん。
We are co-workers, after all.
バナナメイドとお呼びください。立花さん。残念。何？皆さんは？それに、心は。ああ、妹さんね。ユリイカで働いてるのは本当だよ。だから、いる。
My heart thumps a little.
でも、今日はいない。いるけどいない。
So that's what she meant.
社長から聞いてたけど、大鳥愛さんってマジで働いたことないんだね。そういうのってあれ見れば一発なんだけどな。
Nana, Tachibana, pointed to the office door. The whiteboard next to it, that is. It had a few of the office workers lined up on it. Yanagiya. The name had the word off next to it. Yanagiya is my sister's current last name.
あなたの妹さん、柳家心さんは昨日から有給休暇中なんでした。
Vacation. Paid time off through request to the company. I at least know what that is.
避けられてるね、お姉ちゃん。あ、傷ついた？ごめん。バナナ食べる？
Tachibana offers me her hand.
食べません。というか、食べられるんですか？それ。食べたらまた生えてくるよ。
She has to be kidding.
バナナいらないならメイドのおっぱい触っとく？おさわり自由。
This is the first day that poor Ai has worked in her entire life, and not even 5 minutes in, she's already being hit on by the maid. Wow.
変わりません。
自信あるんだけどな。
立花さんって
I changed the subject. I need to.
社員さんじゃなくてバイトなんですか？
She'd mentioned that before.
そうだよ。ナナはバイト。不定期でいたりいなかったり。他にすることあるしね。
すること。
バナナの国の平和を守るのがバナナメイドの仕事。
Bananas are very serious business, everyone. I don't think I even need to keep playing the game. We have learned the moral of the story right here. Bananas are serious business. Do you need any other reason to buy this game? I'll keep playing just in case you need some more persuasion.
頑張ってください。
頑張る。
She starts giggling out of nowhere.
大鳥愛さんっていい人だね。ナナ、あなたと仲良くなりたいな。
Tachibana comes on awfully strong. Now, of course. This works for me. I'm really not the type to approach people myself.
はい、ぜひ。
やったー、ピースピース。じゃあまずはこっち、あなたの机教えるよ。
はい。
With that said, it's time to begin my first job.
なんですけども。
Once again, I'm made to realize we're the only two in the office and it's awfully quiet. She was working at her desk.
げげ、この領収書カップ麺代だけですごい額。お疲れ様っす。ナムナム。
ここが私の机。
I'm sitting at the place Tachibana had guided me to. It's got a computer set nicely in the middle, making it really feel like a game company. Well, pretty much any office is like this though, or a workplace for that matter.
ここでゲームを作る。
Just what does making a game involve? I read a bunch of books about it, but I still don't have much of an idea. To be honest, I'm not here because I want to make games.
ごめんなさい。
The call out of the blue about half a month ago. The president of Eureka Software paying me a sudden visit. The words she said to me. I want you to help your sister. That was everything.
心。
My sister fills my mind. It's all Kokoro. Then, the phone rings. It's coming from Tachibana's desk.
ああ、またこの番号。しつこいセールスっすね。
You and me both, lady. Nana answers the phone.
もちもち。ママはいません。
That's freaky. That sounds so realistic, too. She really pulls that off.
なに今の立花さん？
My surprise seems to have gotten across to her.
結構上手でしょ。褒められるんだ、子供の声。
That was freaky how good that sounded.
役者さん？何ですか？立花さんって。
声優やってるよ。
声優ってアニメとか映画の吹き替えで。
I'm working right next to one of those? And they're just working normally? Well, probably not normally, but still.
いやー、まあちょこちょこっとね。ナナなんてまだまだですよ。バイトしてるし。
I wonder what she's been in. Is it okay to ask? Would that be a breach of etiquette? That I can't really say.
でもすごいです。
でも食ってくのは大変です。だからナナもこうして地味なお仕事して日々口に乗りしてるです。 世の中金だぜ。とかね、こんなんもやれたり。
I start to feel dizzy. It's truly impressive, though.
よろしくね、大鳥愛さん。21でしょ。7は22。年も近いし、気楽に行こう、気楽に。
Was that her self-introduction?
いや、むしろラブラブに。お嬢様、バナナメイドと恋してみませんか？結ばれた後はエッチし放題ですよ。
Is there an option for that?
一般的に。どこの一般？いえ、結構ですから。やはりメイドと主は結ばれないものなのか。そうじゃなくて。なんて。これからは愛ちゃんでいい？仲良しさんの証。
I can't gauge her pace.
大丈夫です。じゃあ、ナナのことも名前で。はい、私もナナさんって。
Worked for me.
よろす。仲良し仲良し。それじゃあお仕事戻りますかね。
Nana all but skips back to her desk. And
何をしたらいいんでしょう。
that I have no idea. Half an hour has passed. The office remains quiet. It's still just Nana and me. And I haven't been given any directions.
心の席、どこなんだろう。
I'm practically shaking with anxiety. And I have the feeling that Nana would tell me if I asked. But I feel a bit hesitant about asking her while she's on the job. But then again, aren't I?
今、お仕事中なんだよね。
I do want to make sure. But she's on the clock, on the job. As am I. Currently. Right now. On the job. At least, I think. I am, right? My glorious first time going to work. My glorious first job tasks. My glorious office debut. My glorious first game project. No idea how to make one, though. Just what does making a game involve? That basic fundamental problem. I haven't the slightest clue about it.
なんでみんなゲームを作るんだろう。
The people I'm asking aren't here, though. I've read books about it back home, and I think back to the women who made Draco Quest. It had said, game development is war. They debated in the development room from sunup to sundown, battling with the ideal of the perfect RPG for 24 hours a day, all to create a legend. I mean, that made it sound really cool.
戦争、理想との戦い、伝説。でも、
My knees are shaking and my body's twitching and I just can't hold still. And right now,
私は今、持て余し気味な時間と戦ってるような。
is this alright? I really don't think it is.
自分から聞きに行くものかもしれないけど、そもそも何ができるかもわからないのに。
I can't move. Yes, I'm cowardly. Time just ticks away. And still, Nana and I are the only ones in the office. Alright, besides the dinosaur's lair. It's probably the desk across from mine, the one near the terrace. when I'm just sitting down at my desk like this. I can't help but think about it.
有給休暇避けられてる妹に。
Don't contact me anymore. Those were her last words to me. Well, it was a text, but yeah. And then
最後の
I gently put my index finger to my lips, and then
あ、そうだ、忘れてた。
I hear a whisper from Nana's desk.
社長から愛ちゃんに仕事ことづかってたんだっけ？
そうなんですか？
I find myself straightening up.
何をすればいいんでしょう？
A desire to work? No, I don't have anything that laudable.
メイドのおっぱい触る。
Okay.
触りません。ただなのに、やっぱりバナナの方がいいのかな？
ナナさんって一体お仕事何をすればいいんでしょう？
仕事はね、はい。
My heart thumped. Planning? Books tell me it's the soul of game development. Programming? Books tell me it's the brilliance of game development. Debugging? Books tell me it's the darkness of game development. I'd rather avoid the darkness. I mean, I'll do my best. And I can't forget...
ここに来たのは心の力になるためでもあるんだから。
Help her. Support her. No matter how far away she is, and no matter how much she avoids me. Kokoro is my little sister.
おーい、副社長。
Nana calls out to... somewhere.
副社長。副社長？
She's in the office? Right now?
だとしたら挨拶しないとクビになるかも。
I mean, she's the vice president.
来た来た。
I scramble out of my chair.
おはようございます。大鳥愛です。よろ思考へは
Something jumped on me. Something fluffy and awfully heavy. Aww. Aww. Something very licky. I'm being licked. Present tense. In the face.
犬？
I can tell she's a dog, and a big one at that, but I'm sure I didn't see her when I looked around the office. Wait, that doesn't matter right now.
ナナさん？これは私副社長さんにご挨拶を。ご挨拶を。
今してるんじゃないかな。お嬢様、気に入られたみたいですね。副社長に。さすが。ってことなのかな。
Nana seems to have said something, but I couldn't hear her.
ナナさん。
After a generous licking, the dog pulls away. Graciously so. Her massive girth would not be missed.
それっす、副社長。社長のペット、セントバーナードの救助犬バナコさん。だから副社長。
I don't see the logical connection. That's a big dog, though.
チャームポイントは首の樽なんだって。
I didn't ask about that.
ってことで、
The locks on Nana's head rustle.
愛ちゃんのユリイカ初お仕事は副社長の散歩。ついでにこれから暮らす街を見てきなさいって。
Nana hands me the leash.
言ってたっす。社長。
犬の散歩。
Just what does making a game involve? The answer is Walking a dog? I just stand there with an absent expression, well-worn leash in my hand. Walking a dog. The president's pet dog. So what part of game development would this count as? The soul? The brilliance? The darkness? Something tells me it isn't any of them. And it really wasn't. She wasn't a big rescue dog for nothing. St. Bernards apparently are mountain dogs. They look pretty laid back from afar, but their muscles don't joke around.
Soっか。ここが私がこれから暮らす高円寺の町なんだ。
とか言ってる場合じゃない。
Hold on, Bonako. Cool down. Well, that's what I'm trying to say anyway. If I wanted to be more concise, though, what I want to say now most of all is... Strange to be raising an SOS while being dragged around by a rescue dog. Still, that's what I want to say. Because this isn't a walk. Either party is walking here. This is like that old-timey punishment where you drag the bound criminal around town. First day on the job. Poor I. I mean, I could hear people calling out to me here and there. You can keep up! Work up that sweat! You're doing great! And so on. A few voices called out for Bonako too. Wait, is Bonako a celebrity around these parts? My heart feels like it's going to burst, and I can feel people's eyes on me. Of suffocation and embarrassment. If there are two things I'm bad at, it's exercise and being looked at by the crowd. I can agree on the exercise part. Very overrated. And Kokoro was great at both of those. She was wicked fast when we played tag, and she loved showing off in front of people. She'd always hold my hand and run off. Yeah, we'd hold hands. If we're being honest, I was more the indoor type, the one who preferred staying in her room and drawing. Kokoro loved looking at my pictures in progress, and I remember how she'd always peek at my work. Yeah. Then, the thought strikes me. First day on the job, poor I. My mind is fuzzy, my legs won't move, my body trembles. And then... I hear a voice. And then Bonako suddenly stops. I nearly fell right over. Just barely made it. Whew. I'm completely out of breath. I know I heard a voice. Someone said something fairly close by. I couldn't exactly hear or understand what they said either. Then, as I stare absently, a foreigner passes by me. Wow, this really is Tato. Pretty diverse. And with that, she's off. I can't tell. Bonako is just sitting idly in front of me, turning back as if to urge me to come back to the walk. I catch my breath, and catch it again, before
行きます。ごめんなさい。
I steeled myself for another mad dash, but Boniko elects for a gentle trot this time. No sign of dashing. I keep my grip on the leash, making sure not to drop my guard, but nothing. Relief. Sweet relief. Now this is a walk. Calm, 1 foot forward, then the other. I may be an indoors person, but I took the occasional walk. I liked walking through the groves and the paddies around the neighborhood. The country air must have really suited me. But now we're in the big city, Tato. I feel like the scent of the air, of the wind, is different here. But
風に混じるかすかな春の匂いは同じで、
I'll remind you, it is November, not March, but whatever. I almost feel like I'll doze off.
高円寺。
The neighborhood Kokoro lives in. And now I finally have the time to breathe, to look over it.
そっか、ここが私がこれから暮らす高円寺の町なんだ。
I whisper it in my mind to make it official, since I didn't quite have time a while ago. That said, now, I'm not a dope, though I get told I am sometimes, so I've done a bit of research. Koenji. This neighborhood is on the west side of Taito and known for its culture. Transportation is abundant, and it's popular for being such a comfy place to live. There are plenty of foreigners around too, and not just the woman I'd seen a moment ago. Of course.
心が歩いてる町。
I just might be walking the same streets that Kokoro walks. Every day. It hits me that we're in the same town.
あなたに会いに来たんだよ、心。
I gently call out. I didn't take the initiative in anything really, but here I am, coming all the way out to Taito. I'm sure Kokoro would be surprised.
そもそも避けられてるんですけど。
Depression. Come to think of it, people used to always think we were twins. And it's not like we look similar. No, we're pretty much opposites. We have the same birthday, though. She was born on the same day as I'd been 2 years later. Now, that doesn't happen too often, so people usually think we're twins. That's a 1 in 365 coincidence, and it was special to us, too. The birthday we shared was like our treasure. Sometimes Kokoro would tell me, "You know, I'm probably your twin that was born late," with a joking tone. When we were young, Kokoro would call me by my name all the time. I. And I would call her Kokoro. We wouldn't call each other sister or anything, which is probably another reason why people thought we were twins. Kokoro would always tease me, then rub up on me, coaxing out my affection. She was adorable. I loved hugging her too. We would often hold hands, often sleep cuddling each other, and we'd often...
キスもした。
Japan is weird, man. 5 years ago, our mothers divorced, splitting us up between Taito and a faraway small town. We, Kokoro and I, we really were always together. I get back to the office to find things energetic.
おかえりなさいませ、お嬢さん。それはもういいです。メイドの存在意義が。
メイドじゃないんでしょ、ナナさんは。
じゃあメイドのおっぱいは
触りません。散歩終わりました。
副社長もね。好きになれそう？
She was asking me? I looked at Nana, and she nods.
この町、高円寺。虹の園ってちょっと気取ってるよね。英語で言うとレインボーガーデン。ボーリング場かっていう。
ボーリング場かは分かりませんけど。
ナナの趣味じゃないんすけどね。好きな人もいるみたい。さっちゃんとか大事なんだって名前。
さっちゃん？
Nana doesn't answer my question.
社長いるよ。 PD チームの人たちも戻ってる。お疲れ様だよ。朝からイベントだったんだよね。
そうですか。
Event?
愛ちゃんとは別チームだからそんなに気にしなくていいと思うけど、挨拶くらいは。
そうですね。しなきゃ。
何はともあれ、社長んとこ顔出すがよいっす。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Noticing that I would totally get paralyzed by indecision, Nana tells me what I need to do beforehand. She is, kind of, a good person. At Nana's direction, I head for the president's room. Well, it's on the same floor as the office, and it's just separated by a partition.
挨拶。
Though I have actually met her, since she came to interview me at the house. Nervousness takes me. I mean, this is the president we're talking about. And I'm just a grunt office worker. The president of Eureka Software herself. None other than...
愛ちゃん。
それ私の名前って大吾ほのかさん？
はい、ユリイカソフト社長、大吾ほのかです。
Being called out to from behind really surprised me.
それで、愛ちゃん私に用かしら？
はい、ご挨拶をと思いまして。
あら、わざわざ。
はい、今日からお世話になります。大鳥愛です。よろしくお願いします。大きな鳥が羽ばたくように頑張ります。
頑張ってね。
Honoka was all smiles. The greeting I'd spent time last night coming up with just went over her head. I should probably give up on those. In any case, that's it for my greeting. So I thought I should greet the PZ team next. So I thought. I totally, absolutely should greet the PZ team next. But...
聞きたいことがありそうね。
I couldn't move a step from President Honoka, which made her giggle. She's right. There is something I want to ask.
どうぞ。
This question had been floating around in my head for a while, ever since that day. And I didn't know who to ask it.
心は、妹はどうして煮え魔女を作ろうと思ったんでしょうか。
Well, Honoka's eyes went wide, just a little. With that, she beckoned me into her office.
まさかそれが聞きたいこととは思わなかったわ。
Bonaco's in the room too. Well, it is her owner's room.
そうですか？
ええ。心ちゃんの有給休暇の理由を聞かれるかと思ってたから。
まあ、それも。
I am pretty curious about that too.
ニエと魔女と世界の終わり。
Honoka worked the computer on her desk as she spoke. A game screen pops up. Nia Majo's official name is displayed proudly on said screen.
そう。私たちは、私のユリイカソフトでは、これの新作を作っているわ。
I'll need to explain a little. half a month ago, when she pressured me into... when she interviewed me, this is what I heard. They weren't going to make a completely new game, but remake an older game in a modern style. It would be like a remaster with some extra content. Nie, Majo, and the End of the World. I've seen this title screen so many times. Because this game, well, it has a lot of meaning to my sister and me. Honoka clicked here and there on the screen, humming pleasantly to herself. The game starts.
同人だから音声はなし。BGM は1曲だけオリジナルで、あとはありもの。背景もフリー素材を加工しただけで、立ち絵の差分も少なくて。でも、関係ないのよね。これ、プレイしているのよね、2人とも。
はい、私は心から勧められてですけど。
Sorry about that.
すみません。
いいのよ。それもさらっとなんでしょ。
She must have heard that from Kokoro.
はい、すみません。心はゲームが好きで、いろいろ遊んでたんですけど、私はどちらかというと苦手で。
ゲーム音痴のデジタル音痴と。
She must have heard that from Kokoro.
私、よくゲーム会社で働くなんて。
I sure did good on making up my mind.
本を読むのが好きで、あと絵を描くんだそうね。
はい。いえ、絵は今は描いてなくて。
I subtly hide my left hand, evading her eyes. Oh, so I is left-handed.
そう。
Honoka didn't pry. Nia, Majo, and the End of the World. This doujin game Honoka was speaking about was released about 3 years ago. Doujin games aren't sold in regular stores. They're made personally, like as a hobby. It's an adventure game. I hear people sometimes call them visual novels. 5 years ago, even separated by the miles between Tato and the countryside, we would still call and text each other. Now, Kokoro had played it first, then she recommended it to me. It takes place in a world where magic exists, and is the story of 2 lives. Majo, the witch that threatens the world, and the girl, Nie, offered up as a sacrifice to her. It's dark, brutal, cruel, yet with genuineness to it. When Kokoro recommended it to me, she told me the person who made the game had passed away, with a lot of sadness in her voice too. In any case, she wanted to hear what I thought about it. With that, we got on the phone and played through it together. Kokoro's second play, of course. That was half a month before our last meeting. Half a month after that, I'd met Kokoro, then parted ways. That's when I got the text. And before I knew it, I couldn't draw anymore. I've been in a slump ever since. And that's the game.
これね、小さな文芸サークルの2人で作ってるの。私も裏方としてちょっとは協力したし、絵は私のコネで手伝ってくれた子が描いてくれたけど。でも、基本は2人。
たった2人。
そう。会社風に言うなら、ディレクターとライター。今私たちが作ってるのはこのニエマ女の商業版、完全版というべきね。サブタイつけるかも決まってないけど。
はい。
そしてココロちゃんはそのディレクターを務めてる。それも19歳にして。同業と話すとまあ無茶だって言われるわ。
Hanako just says it all so casually. A director calls the shots when it comes to game development. That I at least know. It's abbreviated as D.
なぜココロちゃんがそれをしているのか。簡単に言えば仕事だからよ。私が彼女に仕事として振って、それを彼女が受けた。それだけといえばそれだけ。
それだけ。
前任の D が逃げたりなんだりしなきゃ、さすがに19の子に任せるのは、 この私でもためらったかもだけどね。
She sounds equal parts amused and flustered.
ココロちゃんは前任の D のサポートでよく働いてくれてて、他には考えられなかった。ちょっと違うわね。そうするのが面白そうと思った。私がこの会社は私の会社だからそれで十分なの。
Yep, main character's 21. That was established at the beginning of the game. But yeah, 2-year difference between her and her little sister. Her words sound somewhat haughty, but, you know, when she says it, it doesn't feel that way at all.
あとね、これは言ってなかったけど、私とココロちゃんとの出会いはもっと前で、別のゲーム会社でバイトしてたわ。まだ高校1年ですごく頑張ってる子だった。
Working part-time at a game company as a freshman. She's rather different from me. That's the Kokoro I know, always taking the initiative.
もちろん雑用くらいしか任されてなかったわね。そして私が彼女をユリイカにスカウトして。
Scouted. I looked at Honoka as she speaks up.
そう、あなたに会いに行った時みたいにね。でもその頃まだニエ魔女完全版の話は動いてなかったわ。企画は他にもいくつかあったし。だからココロちゃんがニエ魔女に関わってるのは偶然。それ以上の意味が彼女の中にあるのだとしても。
それ以上の意味。
私に語る言葉はないわね。
そうですか。ありがとうございます。
Though I didn't exactly learn anything.
有給の理由は引っ越し。あなたと同じ寮にいたくないんですって。お姉ちゃん避けられてるわね。
She says it so nonchalantly, and it stabs into my chest.
でも引っ越しが済んだらすぐ戻ってくるわ。会えるのも先じゃない。それまで少しでも会社に慣れておくといいんじゃ。
はい。
I nod. She's exactly right. That'll help me help her too. Kokoro is a game director at only 19. Well, I can't say I know exactly what that entails, but I figure it must be quite tough.
うちの子の散歩はしてくれたのよね。
あ、はい。バナコさんの。
これまでココロちゃんがしてくれてたのよ、散歩。
心が？
そう。毎日こんなのゲーム開発に入ってないってぶうたれながらね。
Honoka chuckles.
なんだか散歩はあなたの方が上手みたい。ずいぶん上機嫌だわ、うちの子。
Honoka turned her gaze to Banako.
そうなんですか？全然。
Could you even call that a quick walk? I can't tell.
これからもよろしくね。
はい。
If this will help Kokoro.
もしかして私散歩係として雇われたとか？
What happened to game development?
さて、ではそうね。今日のところは、あとは。
She seems to think for a moment.
それっぽい仕事もらえるのかな？
It's not like I'm hungry to work or anything like that. It's just, I don't want to end up walking the dog. I at least want to do something relevant. I guess you could call it curiosity. It's not just that either. What is making a game anyway? I might get a bit more of an answer to that. And it would definitely help me understand Kokoro more.
ドキドキ。
お掃除してもらおうかしら。
ドキと掃除？
She almost sounds like she's joking, but I know she isn't.
掃除ですか？
Dog walking and cleaning. It feels like I'm just helping around the house, office.
あら、自分たちが働くオフィスの掃除も立派な仕事よ。
はい、わかります。
I scrambled a nod.
そう。でもね、巣には触れなくていいわ。あれは恐竜の巣だから。
There it is again, the dinosaur's lair. It looks like Nana wasn't just making stuff up. I wonder if that's a reference to a really old computer or something.
気になる。
You know, when you have a Windows 95 machine, I would call that a dinosaur.
いえ、はい、それじゃあ、掃除します。
やろ
She absently waves me off. I take my leave of the president's office.
はい、
But actually, before I do,
ん何わからないことならナナに。
ほのかさんはなぜゲームを作るんですか？
a basic fundamental question. Now, I thought she would laugh at me or have her mouth agape at something so basic. But
ゲームが嫌いだからかしらね。
she gives me an unexpected answer and sounds awfully amused when she does.
愛ちゃんと一緒？
いえ、私は嫌いというわけでは。
I'm just not at all too skilled when it comes to games.
おかえりっす。長かったね。いろいろお話？
Nana gives me a warm welcome back.
はい。社長、愛ちゃんには期待してるみたいだよね。
そうでしょうか。
That's unfortunate.
知ってる？社長、業界じゃ猛獣使いとか錬金術師とか
Goddess of
殺戮の
Slaughter.
女神とか
Goddess of Slaughter.
最後のはどうなんでしょう。
Yeah! The Goddess of Slaughter. I don't know why I find that so hilarious. That's funny. In any case, that seasoned president personally gave me a job to do.
私、掃除します。
ああ、そういうこと。オッケーっす。じゃあ掃除道具は
Nana shows me what I need.
そうだ、ナナのメイド服着る？気合入るよ。
遠慮します。何着も持ってるのかな。
Nana is a real enigma. That being said,
謎といえば、
the dinosaur's lair. There's 3 desks across from mine, and there's an empty-looking seat in the middle of them. It doesn't have a monitor or a computer or anything. But it does have, well, a mountain of stuff. Books, an immense amount of books, all the way down to the floor. And beyond, the vast mountain of books lay the dinosaur's lair.
この向こうに一体何が。
I gaze at the literary tower before me. Oh, that's not a Windows 95, I'll tell you that. I suddenly hear a tremor, a voice. I take a step back in surprise. It sounded like a dinosaur growl. And it continues. I can't put my finger on it, but it doesn't sound pleasant.
恐竜の巣には近づいちゃいけない。
I slowly turn around and walk the other way, with the image of being a dinosaur's dinner in my mind. Who would have thought the city would be hiding an ancient lizard?
お掃除、お掃除。
I focus on cleaning to get my mind off of things. And thus, my very first day of my very first job, my debut in the working world, ended with me walking the dog and cleaning up.
いいのかな。
Oh, and I left work with Nana. She lives in the company dorm too, apparently. She told me that she had irregular hours with the company and she often came in and left early to make more time for the evening.
いやー、お疲れっすね。働いた。
はい。
Maybe for Nana.
どうしたっす？
ああ、いえ、私仕事してるのかなって。
もちっす。
Nana just laughs it off, reassuringly.
そうでしょうか。
仕事もいろいろあるっすよ。ただ我々は兵士っすから。
兵士？
そうっす。上官から命じられたことをこなすのが兵士の任務。例えば待機を命じられたらひたすら待つのが任務っす。それも仕事。上官に夜の相手を命じられたらそれもこなす。そんな夫婦もお仕事っす。
What is this dialogue? I know this game is rated M, but holy cow, they are not pulling punches.
夜の相手って何の話ですか？
My face is totally red. And as we go on about all that, we end up in front of the dorm.
要するにやるべきことをやったんすから問題ないっすよ。本日のまとめ。
ありがとうございます。
I think she's trying to make me feel better.
じゃあ寂しくなったらいつでも来いよ、子猫ちゃん。
I'm not sure how to reply. Voice actresses sure are something. I mutter to myself. I'm alone in my room, so no one responds, of course. Mustering up my courage on the way home, I managed to ask what Nana had voice acted for, but... She kind of rebuffed me. My second night in Tato. I'm all alone, and I still haven't seen my sister. After getting ready for tomorrow, or so I attempt, I just can't get to bed. It might have been just walking a dog and cleaning up, but that was my first day on the job. I still feel a little on edge. Time passes as I lay awake, and since it doesn't feel like sleep is coming to me, I decide to try to game a little bit. Nie Majo. Nie Majo and the End of the World. The game we're going to make a commercial release of. This is the script for it, the original, one of those. It's been a while, and it's time to boot the old game up. I pop out of bed and start my computer. I open the game up. I start up a new game. I remember all of this. There's this girl stuffed into a wooden box, and this is the screen where she's carried to Majo's castle as a gift. This is where the story begins. The small girl pops her head out of the box. Now, this isn't made clear yet why she's being taken to the castle, but she's been offered up as a sacrifice to Majo. The witch looks at her with intrigued eyes and asks her name. Tell me your name. Majo commands, and the girl timidly answers. My name is Shuka, my lady. Shuka was the name of a small flower, one with red petals. They grew anywhere and everywhere. No one knew its true name, so it took on as a basic one. Shu, red, Ka, flower. A pathetic name, yet it presents a perfect opportunity. I shall grant you a new name. A new name? Majo sounded as detached as she could be. and Shuka is completely lost. Give someone a new name? Who could manage such a monumentous task? From today on, your name is Nie. Yet the moment Majo called her name, the girl fell limp, as if struck by lightning, and could only stand in shock. Majo looked at her, satisfied, and continues. You have been born again anew. What do you mean? The girl is still lost, and Majo laughs. She commands once again. Once again, tell me your name. My name is... After some hesitation, the girl furrows her brow and answers. Nie, I think. She gives the only possible answer. With her old name gone, the one she had been granted became her everything. Nie could not understand the meaning of the name Majo had given her. Yet, though she felt no compulsion to win the witch's favor, she understood that now she was Nie. Names bear a great and terrible meaning in this world. Names are granted by God, which in turn decides the fate of the named. Yet Majo had bent God's laws to her will, granting the girl her new name. In that moment, her fate had changed. Nie, as her name had suggested, became the wizard's sacrifice. A success. A touch too obvious, I'd say, but I cannot complain. What do you mean? As Majo nods to herself, Nie launches a timid question. In high spirits, Majo lets out a casual answer. You are Nie, a sacrifice granted unto me. Therefore, your life, your body, your soul, even your name, all now belong to me. All is my property. Property? A slight red comes over her cheeks. Shuka, a red flower. A common, worthless being, noticed by none. What was more, she could not love. She could not love, and she could not be loved, such was the curse of the name. Before, there was a thin barrier between the girl and the world, thin, but unbreakable. Yet the witch broke it with ease, by saying the girl was her property so boldly. I am... Nie. Nie quietly whispers the name she had been given. This was an admission of her bondage, yet at the same time she knew she was desired by someone for the first time in her life. A cause for joy. I click on the game screen, reading through the story of Nie and Majo. What would become of these two later? Remembering the tragic ending, I find tears coming on, and yet I press on, eager to continue the story. Nie was at a loss at first, being made into Majo's sacrifice. A newly given name, life in a completely foreign land. And on top of it all, the fearsome Majo, said to have monsters at her beck and call. Since she lost her original name of Shuka, Nie had lost some of her memories. Still, her natural cheerfulness had not faded. The witch's mansion was far too large to live in alone, and Nie, being the hard worker that she was, cleaned it up all by herself. She cooked delicious meals for her as well, even though Majo didn't care much for dining. Eventually, the two started to spend their time in peace. Eventually. I don't know how much time has passed, but as I click through the game's prose, drowsiness sneaks up on me. I look at the clock. It's pretty late, and I should really rest up for tomorrow.
ここまでにしとこう。
I close the game and turn off my computer. Then, it's off to bed. I feel like I'm actually be able to sleep this time. My consciousness fades in and out, flickering like a dying bulb. And right before I'm down for the count, a thought strikes me.
心は私と入れ替わるようにしてこの寮から出て行ったって。この部屋はもしかしたら元は
I mean, there's definitely the possibility that isn't the case. But it does make me feel a little less alone. Like there's some warmth here. Setting aside the fact that she's avoiding me. Good night. I didn't dream of the forest that night. Instead, I dreamed of Kokoro. A memory of back when we were young. The scene of the two of us holding hands, running through the grass of the neighborhood embankment.
ほら、愛、走って走って。もう遅いな、愛は。私の手、もっとしっかり握って。離さないでね。
I woke up with tears in my eyes.
売りますっすす。
Okay, I think that's the end of that chapter, and I think that's a good place to end today's stream. Can I hit the start button? Can I do that? Maybe? My game has been quick saved. Good. Alright. That feels like a good place to end it to me. So, thanks everyone for watching. I'm really loving this visual novel. We'll see if I get to play it again on Friday. So, as a reminder, this game and Yumeutsutsu is, let me try that again. Yumeutsutsu Remaster of this game and Yumeutsutsu Re After are available for pre-order right now on the PlayStation Vita, so if you like this game and you want the chance to own it on your Vita physically, then now's the time to go and get it, because once it's gone forever. I'm sorry, Tim Lord, I have to show it, I have to mention it. So, like, I would really love to continue playing this on Friday. I'd love to come back and finish all these VNs that I've started, but not my call, it's my boss's calls. Thursday. Oh, Thursday, my mistake. Yeah, okay, the announcement was yesterday. Yeah, the pre-orders go up on Thursday. My mistake. I got my dates mixed up. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed this. I know I sure did. Be sure to check out this game. It is available on Vita, PS4, and Switch. I was playing the Switch version today. So, yeah, on behalf of East Asia Soft, I have been Skul. Have yourselves a great day, and I will see you all on Friday. Bye-bye!